So, okay, how much sleep is somebody supposed to get, an adult? Because kids don't really listen to this podcast. So
I would say between 6.5 and 8 hours per night average is the best.
okay, so it is what we were taught.
Yeah.
Okay. There was somebody in the Huffington Post that said we don't get enough sleep. And I think it was Ariana Huffington. She did a whole thing about people don't get enough sleep. And I don't know. And I started watching my sleep, like, okay, 5-6 hours and all that, like grinding it and all. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Well, that's the irony. So many people want to get up early and work out before work, and yet they stay up very, very late at night. And so the amount of time that they're asleep actually starts to diminish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when all physical transformation occurs. Think of it this way. If I trained you, and I'm a great trainer, and we had Wolfgang Puck himself make the correct diet for you, you would not change unless you slept. Sleep is when all physical transformation occurs. So instead of sleeping less and working harder, go to sleep and stay in bed for a while. You'll wake up and you'll see the difference. You don't need a protein shake. You need a pillow.
Okay. And how about plant-based diets? Are you a big advocate for that?
Plant-based diets are an option. I wouldn't say it's the most incredible option if you're looking to gain lean muscle mass, because the amino acids found in plant-based diets are not the same as the amino acids found in an animal protein-based diet. But there are plenty of people that I've worked with, including Phil Collin from Def Leppard, who he's a vegan. He's been a vegan for years and years. We got him into incredible shape. It really is a lifestyle. It's eating the right foods, it's sleeping at night, and it's exercising on a consistent basis. The consistency of exercise is everything.
It's
actually my favorite food is an egg. I am a big egg guy. I
Really?
should have married a chicken because I actually find them quite attractive. Why do you think they call them hot chicks? I mean, I'm a huge egg fan. Hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs. I'm an egg guy, but I also do love avocado. Avocado is delicious.
Okay. And then I saw that you did 40,000 push-ups for your 40th birthday.
I did 40,000 push-ups to help raise money for charity. But right now, I am involved with a 50,000 push-up challenge to raise $5 million for the Martial Arts History Museum, which is a 501c3 that's located here in Burbank, California. We're moving to a new location, which will be in Glendale, which is right next to Burbank.
Yes.
And so I'm doing 50,000 push-ups to raise money for charity.
At once?
We're currently on day 28. So I've done 28,000 so far. 1,000 a day for 50 days.
Okay. And then you talk about the golden rule of do unto others and,
of course,
and all that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could say the golden rule is to do unto others as you would have them do to you. And that's a very, very true statement. But there's another golden rule that I have, and that is, what can I do for you today? Those are the 7 words I say to myself every day. I say to other people, what can I do for you today? What can I do to help? If you approach people with an open heart and with a skill set and you want to help them, it's a very, very good position to be in. Because my job, if you think about it, is to take some of the most extraordinary people in the world. They're already successful musicians and actors and celebrity chefs. My job is to make them better. And so it's really a service-oriented job. And I love being in that position. I love helping other people become better.
This is why you're so happy. In the blue zones where people live the longest and the healthiest and the happiest, it's all about community and love and service. You have a community and you're helping others. It's all about love and service. So
I'm also happy because I'm married to my best friend. Yeah. And when you select someone to spend your life with, and you have not only a romantic love, but you have a friendship, that's a big deal. Definitely. Well, very much like a wealth management person, I find that there are people that think to themselves, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do this, but they don't know the pathway. So some people wake up in the morning, they're like, wow, I wish I could save $1 million. And someone like your husband would help them systematically do it over a period of time. I have people that say to me, I've been acting for 10 years. I really love what I do, but I wish I could look like a superhero because I want to be considered for these roles. And I say, let's go. Yeah. We change their diet. We change their exercise. We have them sleep some more. And then you see this physical transformation that happens right away. It's very exciting.
So I have listeners that a lot of them are between 35, 55-year-old females that are getting told you need some more muscle mass. You're thin, you need some muscle mass, osteoporosis and stuff that is happening.
Right.
Maybe you don't know any. That might not be your clientele at all. But
actually, it is. It is my clientele.
What would you? Yeah, you probably have all the skinny actresses. What would you tell them? How would they change their diet, or what kind of exercise, or anything like that?
Well, for women specifically that want to gain muscle mass, they have to do three things. The first thing they have to do is they have to change their diet and eat more animal-based protein, because protein is the building blocks of muscle. So obviously, if you want to gain muscle mass, we need the raw material. It's almost like you're hiring me to make a chimney. I would need bricks. Well, protein is the bricks of muscle. So eating things like wild-caught salmon, pole-caught tuna, and egg whites are amazing sources of protein, where you'll build sleek, elongated muscle, not necessarily bulk, but sleek, elongated, feminine muscle that looks great but gives you strength. The second thing they have to do is they have to start using weights. So I would have them use weights and make sure at the top of the contraction that they squeeze. So as they come up, we don't want them just to mindlessly bring weights up and down. We want there to be an isometric contraction at the top to really cause some muscle growth and signal to the muscle that we're looking for change. And the third thing I would do with those women is I would ask them to go to sleep on the earlier side. It turns out it's not only how much you sleep, it's when you sleep. So a typical woman that went to bed at 10 o'clock at night and woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, those 8 hours, she will change more than the woman that goes to bed at midnight and gets up at 8. It has to do with the circadian rhythm, but it turns out that the hours before midnight that you're actually asleep are worth nearly twice as much in transformation as the hours after midnight.
What's the most common question that you're asked when people meet you and you tell them, well, it's probably obvious what you do?
I think the most common question that I get is, how do I maintain my physique while living a very busy lifestyle? I travel a lot. I host TV shows. I'm always on the go. And they say, how do you possibly stay in shape? But what they forget is, when I travel all over the world, by definition, I end up in a gym. So whether I go to China or Japan or the Middle East or Europe or wherever I am in the world, I'm going there most likely to go to a gym. So for me, it's sort of built into my lifestyle to stay in great shape. I also love working out. I mean, the notion of getting a chance to exercise every day puts me in a good mood. You know, when you work out, these endorphins are released in your mind that are so powerful antidepressants that huge pharmaceutical companies have never found a pill that matches those strong endorphins that are released in your mind when you exercise. So I can tell you that I'm in a pretty happy mood the whole time. And lastly, as you know, I'm on a mission of service. And so when people talk to me, oh, you're such a great trainer, I'm only as good as my ability to change others. So it's really not about me. It's about me honing my skills to help other people become incredible. And I like that dynamic. I like to prove myself by pointing to different men and women and saying, I made that, I made that, I made that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
You know, when I'm going through a hard time, I do three things. Number one is I talk to my friends and family and ask them for advice, and I can always count on them. I've got a very close-knit inner circle, and I feel really lucky to have them. The second thing I do is I exercise, because many times when you're exercising and you just let your mind relax, you find that your thoughts wander, and sometimes you come up with great concepts that you wouldn't just sitting there trying to think. And lastly, one of the things people don't know about me is I'm a musician. So sometimes when I'm going through times of crisis or I have some big decision to make, I'll grab an acoustic guitar and I'll start to strum. And that takes my mind away from the physical arts, the bodybuilding that I'm so used to. And it really just utilizes a different section of my brain.
Those are very, very good.